Alrighty, guys, and we are so back. ReZero Season 4, Episode 1. And guys, let me tell you something, man. This episode was great. Like a 10 out of 10. But let me just go ahead and say about what I hated the most about this. And it's not much at all. I hate when the subtitles are getting butchered. I hate that. And they had plenty of chances. Crunchyroll had plenty of chances of correcting this, and they still butcher it. Just like when Anastasia says city instead of country, when she brings up Shala, and Volcanica gets called the Dragon Lord rather than the Divine Dragon. I mean, that sticks out to me, and that's the problem. But guys, either way, let me just say this. It was great setup of the calm before the storm. You know, if you read the ReZero web novel of Arc 6, when they was about to get ready to go to Pleiades Watchtower, and they had to go to the Roswell Mathers mansion to pick up Rim and Melly. And let me just say this, guys. Before they left Pristella, it was actually kind of funny how that Sirius was in chains, in a cage. Like, she operates with chains in a way. So that was actually pretty funny. But we're going to go ahead and say this. When they were getting ready to go back to the mansion, it's crazy how Anastasia got artificial spirit from Ekna, and I love how they left the scene of Subaru calling her out like, alright, cut the crap, you're not Anastasia, no one's that freaking happy, you know. And she already been called out multiple times by Priscilla and Al, and so just like the first time she got even called out. So I'm glad they left that scene. I love it. It looked like he was about to strangle her. I love that setting around the fire to get that intense moment, like, hey, stop, like, cut the crap. Cut the crap. I love that about Subaru, especially in Arc 6. He started growing to a better character, you know, standing up and more authority, like. So that's like basically the first part of this episode, was basically getting ready to go to the Pleiades Watchtower. I love how they added Rim. Rim is a big part of Arc 6 and Arc 7 and upcoming arcs, especially during this time. And also, guys, there's a thing I think Melly, when Melly was in the prison, it was in the Arc 6 and the ReZero light novel and web novel, that her prison wasn't supposed to be looking like a cell, like a prison cell. It was like covered up in rugs and all that kind of furnishing. And in this episode here, it looked like she only had one rug and a bunch of stuffed animals. I mean, it gives it kind of like the idea, but you expect more. And so Subaru picked her up, like, hey, you gonna come with us? And she's like, yes. And so that's basically the final getting ready, preparations for Pleiades Watchtower. And then you shift to Garfield and his mom. And I think people are going to get very confused about this, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. Even though it's pretty clear that his mom hasn't fully realized Garf is her son, she says what she says. But in the short story, you know, Garf and her both seem to be in agreement. Especially at the end of the episode when you see her smile and wave bye and all that. She was trying to help him. And what's really good about this, they actually had similar names. Like the younger siblings actually had younger names similar to Frederica and Garfield. So that was a great add of context. I mean, everything, that whole end of the Garfield and his mom was actually carried the whole episode. I mean, it was basically a nothing burger. I mean, you know, calm before the storm, getting ready for Pleiades Watchtower. But it actually gave it another dynamic of this episode. And so it actually carried the episode. I mean, it had some flair to it. You know. But either way, it's a 10 out of 10 episode, and they cut a lot out. I might do an Easter egg, or what they missed, what they cut out in this episode. So let me know in the comments down below if you want to see a video about the cut content, what they left out, like important dialogues. There were some dialogues that were interesting that got left out, but overall a pretty dang good episode. I mean, it has some good stuff in it, and it's the calm before the storm. And guys, I am just happy we are just back. I mean, you know, the first episode ain't gonna be that crazy, but it was a good start, a good feel to one of the best arc in ReZero. I'm about to mess up and say one of the best. It's actually the best arc of ReZero. Let me get that straightened out right now. But tell me what you think in the comments down below of this episode, and I'll see you in the next video.